This video is for everyone who wants to grow something, but maybe you don't know where to start. Or you have tried to grow something and so far everything you tried to grow has died. Good news is, you're not cursed. Maybe you just need an easy, forgiving plant to start with. Get your hands dirty, build your confidence, and gain some knowledge, and from there you can move on to other bigger projects. The easiest plant I have ever encountered is this one, Aloe Vera. It's a succulent, so it doesn't need a lot of watering. In fact, you shouldn't water it too often. I accidentally gave this one too much water and a couple of the leaves have rotted off. When I noticed, I stopped watering for a few weeks and now it's fine. As I said, very forgiving. For regular watering, wait until the planter is completely dry and only then give it water. If you're unsure, just scratch the dirt, and if you feel any moisture at all, give it a few more days. If it's bone dry, that's the time to get the watering can out. For me, that's about once a week. I've got a little reminder on my phone for Saturdays, I believe. Frankly, even if you forget to water them 1 week, it won't mind at all. It's a desert plant and it stores water in these fleshy leaves. So if it needs water, it'll take it from there. If it's not watered for extended time, say months, you'll notice that the leaves get, thinner and even concave. Then, yeah, it'll need water. Aloes are really easy to propagate. Propagate means to make a new plant using the parent plant. And it's so easy, it'll basically do it themselves. I bought one aloe 5 years ago, and now I have these 3 and all of these. Plus a few I gave away to friends and family. It's a real doer. Here is the aloe I've had for 5 years. I'm getting a lot of use out of the leaves, as you can see. And if you look here, there's a few baby plants waiting to move into their own pots. Since we've got this one here, I'll just show you how to do that. For this, you'll need a pot, of course, something to protect the table, and something to dig with. I usually use a soup spoon. If you plan to use it for food later, just make sure to clean it really well. And you'll need some dirt. The procedure is super fast. Just dig down a little. At this size, there won't be much in the way of roots yet. Just wiggle until you can feel and see the baby come loose. And then scoop it out. Fill up the hole you created with more dirt. Actually, I'll just move these tiny ones as well so they don't get buried. Focus, damn it. There we go. To plant, fill up a pot with dirt, make a hole with the end of the spoon and put the aloe in. Then push the dirt until it stands by itself. Water them in and then push them in again should they fall over. I'm watering the mother plant as well, just because it's time anyways. There is a special succulent potting mix, but I've only ever used whatever is cheapest at the supermarket. And so far the aloes don't seem to mind. General advice is that succulents like freely draining soil. So if you have some grit lying around, you can make your own succulent potting mix by mixing 2 parts compost and 1 part grit. We've covered care and propagation. Now the fun part, harvesting. For this, you'll need a knife and a kitchen towel. Make it an old towel you don't care about, because aloe stains and the stains will not wash out. Make a cut at the base of the leaf and place it on the towel before any juice drips down and stains your carpet. If the aloe plant overhangs the pot, maybe place a towel down there as well. You don't have to do anything to close the wound, it'll dry up and close on its own. Aloe fresh from the plant oozes yellow stuff. It's called aloe latex. That is extremely bitter and can cause irritation to the skin, so we try to get rid of as much of it as possible. To do that, place the leaves at a 45-degree angle on some pillows or a stack of books and let gravity take care of it. Leave them there for about half an hour. I move the action to the kitchen where I have better light. Now let's dive into all the things you can do with aloe. Preparing it to eat is a bit of a process, so let's start there. Wipe the leaf clean. Oh, look at the towel. It's super disgusting, so as I said, use a towel you don't care about. Slice off the spines along the sides and then cut it into manageable pieces. Put them in a bowl and fill it with water. The bitterness will leach out of the leaf and into the water. This will take a bit of time. I usually let them sit 4 or 5 hours. Don't throw out the skinny end. We can use that. Let's get into another use for aloe, a moisturizing hairspray. To make this, wipe down the leaf, cut an about 3-inch or 10 centimeter long piece, and remove the spines, cut away the green skin. As you cut, it'll release some juice, which you should rub into your skin because it's amazing. Now grab a blender and blend up the piece of aloe with about 1 liter of water. In order to stop the spray bottle clogging up, run the aloe water through a coffee filter. I bought this spray bottle at a Euro shop, which is the European equivalent of the dollar store. Or you can use, any spray bottle you've got lying around. Anyway, it's not a big investment. I keep the bottle in the fridge and spray my hair with it every evening. This is me demonstrating how a spray bottle works. I usually prepare about 1 liter of this hairspray at a time and then keep it in the fridge. Now let's make some aloe gel that's great for the skin and a home remedy for light sunburn. Grab a blender or a kitchen machine or a submergent blender would work as well. And peel the aloe. Blend it up really, really well. If you think you're done, give it another 30 seconds. Send it through a fine mesh sieve and into a jar. Also, keep it in the fridge. It'll keep for a few weeks. The longest I've had mine was, I believe, 2 months, and it was fine. Oh, before I forget, the thin bits. Thin bits that would be way too annoying and fiddly to peel, I use directly on my skin. I cut a bit in the morning and slice it in two, so I can rub the flesh directly on my skin. Feels great. Also, keep it in the fridge. Best wrapped in a damp towel so it doesn't dry out. Finally, let's get back to aloe as food. It's been swimming for about 5 hours so far. Drain the water and peel the chunks. The reason for doing the peeling in 2 steps is to help the flesh keep its structure. You could peel it completely right at the start if you don't mind the aloe losing some structural integrity. Get some fresh water and let them bathe for, well, another 5 hours. If you're wondering if it's been long enough, take a nibble of one of the pieces. If it's still bitter, give it more time. And maybe change the water. I left mine overnight because it's winter and I ran out of daylight. Discard the water and rinse the aloe flesh. If you're wondering what to make with aloe, here are some ideas. You could add it to a smoothie. Make a salad. If you're wondering what eating aloe is like, the consistency is somewhere between, I'd say, cucumber and lychee. The taste is pretty neutral, but less fruity than you'd imagine, or at least less fruity than I imagined. Make a lovely fruit salad. Put it in a super stew. This one is beetroot, celery, aloe, and coconut milk. Eating pink things just makes me so happy. And here we have a gorgeous 3-course meal plus drink. By the by, eating too much aloe can have laxative effects, so unless you're filming for a YouTube video, maybe have these dishes not all in one meal. And this is all I have to say about aloe. I hope you give growing aloe a try, and if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer you. So, grow some food, feed yourself and your community. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.